Britain's hardest. Now we've got 6 men, which is 5 too many. We're looking for the hardest. He'll take his place in the final, get a shot at the title, as well as taking home 10 grand in cash. Now we're going to meet a lot of hard men. 54 in 10 shows. But we only want one. The hardest. What you're about to witness is dangerous and should not be copied. Leave it to the hard men. We've scoured the country for the toughest and the meanest. One of them will be Britain's hardest. First of tonight's 6 contestants is... Right then, the first test is a race. They have to get out the cages, which are filled with sacks of concrete weighing 21 stone. They have to shift them 20 metres. They'll look like tortoises, and they won't move much faster either. The slowest one across the line is out. As it's pure punishment on the elbows and knees and back, and 21 stone over 20 metres is a mountain to climb. Window cleaner Dave looks like he's in the wrong place. He's out. A couple of these lads look more like greyhounds than tortoises. Regional manager Adam and black belt Hayley can't wait to get started. Both look very good indeed. Prison officer Michael was no slouch either. The rest went nowhere. Next, we test their agility, strength and determination. They have to stay in a cell for as long as they can. One by one, the riot squad will enter and try and eject them until it's 1 against 4. The one who stays in the cell for the shortest amount of time is out of the game. Well, prison officer Michael, inside is known as extraction. And clearly he's not used to being on the receiving end, because he's been extracted. Lucky for Steve the plum from Yorkshire, because he was just a second ahead of him. Adam and Hayley again leading the way though, and it's hard to pick a winner between those two. Cross-Atlantic rower Ian might be small, but he done all right. Now it's the head-to-head round, a real test of grip and arm strength. Suspended from the roof, they hold onto a car steering wheel face to face till somebody lets go. The one who does is the dead man. Unlucky Ian. He's done well for a man of his size and deserves some respect. But it's time for him to move on. He's not the right kind of guy for this kind of art. Adam and Hayley once more lead the way. Is this a horse race? Well, maybe not, because Steve joins them in the last 3 and he could be making a late charge. Oh. The Yorkshire plumber was never really in the running. Time for him to step aside and leave the final challenge to Adam and Hayley. They've been neck and neck the entire contest, and they're not going to let a little bit of sand stand in their way. So we've boiled it down to our final 2 hard men. Pro Wrestling Haid Vanson and Regional Sports Manager Adam Horder. They get the chance to talk the talk before we see the action. These guys, it's where they fight. In an elevated ring, they're going to have to knock each other out of it. It's the best of 3 falls. The one who's still standing at the end can stand up as one of our finalists and keep his eyes on the money. They've been inseparable, but let's find out who is the hardest. A word of warning. Now, the things we put these men through are not only hard, they're also very dangerous. So please don't try and attempt any of the tests you've seen tonight. Best leave it to those that know about it. Well, 6 men came in and 5 were wasting their time. So it's Adam that steps into the fray with our other finalists as our search continues for Britain's hardest. Britain's hardest. An underworld competition in which 6 men cancel each other out till only one remains. The last man standing goes into the final, gets a shot at the title, as well as taking home 10 grand in cash. 54 hard men, 10 shows, but only one can be Britain's hardest. Strength, speed and stamina. They've got to shift 1 ton of chain across 20 metres of ground. They can drag it, they can pull it, but they better be fast, because last over the line is first out the door. The banker Wayne had a good go, but he's just a bit too small against this competition. He's on his way out. For the rest, though, it was fast and furious. But the roadside mechanic Chris, the doorman Matt, and the asbestos stripper Cole led the way. Next up, might just be to Chris's liking, is 2 tons of motor on a flatbed. The flatbed slowly raised, sending the car down the ramp. They have to stop it for as long as they can. Whoever holds it up for the least amount of time will be the next to leave us. Well, who would have thought it? I hope he's better at starting cars than he is at stopping them. Chris the mechanic hitches a lift home. Matt and Cole again leading the way, and kickboxing Colin and PE teacher Hal just about staying in the running. Now to test another kind of hard. I'll up here. The lads go head to head, hung upside down by their feet. They get dunked in tanks of water until they've had enough. When they have, all they have to do is release the handle in their hands and we stop the punishment. It's against the clock, and the one who drops it first drops out first.
But before the boys get to do some metal work, they can relax and enjoy a nice cosy chat.
Sorry, Colin, but you just weren't hard enough, were you? And the small man done well again. Hal don't mind getting stuck in, and as always, Matt stays in the running and moves into the final test. Teacher Hal against Dorman Matt. They both proved they can stay the distance, but there's only room for one in the final. In a raised ring, these two will have a punch-up. It's the best of three falls out of the ring, and the one that's left in the ring moves into the final and closer to the title. Let's find out who can take a punch and who can't. Well, it looked like Hal just weren't up for the challenge, but it turns out that Matt did some real damage with one of them body punches and broke one of his ribs. Now let that be a word of warning to you, because what these lads have gone through is not only hard, it's also very dangerous. So please don't try and copy anything you've seen. You know, everyone who thinks they're hard always comes up against someone who's just that little bit harder. That's what happened to Hal. And it's Matt that goes through and joins our other finalists as our search continues for Britain's hardest.